I don't think people realize that through gold or metals, it's going to be the bridge between DeFi and TradFi.
Well, I'm calling it GoldFi. What we're seeing is the beginning, and I think Glint is part of that foundation of a global gold-based financial services ecosystem.
That's why Miles Franklin is proud to be the U.S. sponsor and contact for Glint, because I do believe that's the case. And you look at the state of Florida, my home state, that just passed legal tender laws surrounding gold and silver.
Did you have any involvement in that, Jason?
Well, there's 22 states already working on this. This is going to be a tsunami, a domino effect now.
I figure it takes a Brit to wake up our legislatures. So thanks for doing that, Jason.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I interview two of the most respected voices in sound money and alternative finance. Jason Cozens, CEO of Glint, and Andy Schectman, president of Miles Franklin. This interview was filmed live at XRP Las Vegas 2025, and trust me, this is one you do not want to miss. We talk about how gold and crypto are no longer competing, they're converging. Jason shares how Glint is making it possible to spend gold like cash with a debit card backed by vaults in Switzerland and Salt Lake City. Andy breaks down why precious metals still matter and how Miles Franklin is bridging the gap by accepting XRP, Bitcoin, and other cryptos for physical delivery thanks to BitPay, which is great news for me since I invested in BitPay on Link2's platform. You'll also hear their thoughts on why gold is becoming legal tender in states like Florida, the role of transactional gold in the future of DeFi, how traditional assets are being pulled into blockchain ecosystems. So if you're passionate about sound money, the future of tokenized assets, and the merging worlds of DeFi and TradFi, this is a must watch. So let's dive in. Thanks for tuning in. Love you mucho.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the XRP Las Vegas conference, day one of the largest XRP conference in the world. We've got the CEO of Glint, Jason Cozens, and the president and founder of Miles Franklin, Andy Schectman. Gentlemen, you guys just came up on stage. Thank you for joining me here. How are you?
Yeah, great. It was a fantastic energy, wasn't it? I love it when I get it with you on the stage.
Good to see you again, Ray. Thanks for having us. It was great. It's good to be here. You know, the two communities are more closely related than people give it credit for.
I don't think people realize that through gold or metals, it's going to be the bridge between DeFi and TradFi. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit crazy that there's a whole movement for sound money, for money that's outside of the existing incumbent system, and yet at the moment, the only way that glues this together is to have to go into US dollars and out again. I mean, for me, that's just insane. So I think, obviously, the crypto community have done that really well with bridges between all the different currencies. I think the next wave is going to be the gold integration into that ecosystem.
Yeah. For the last several years, I've been saying that the new monetary system will be about transparency in commodities. Instead of opaque debt promises like treasuries, it'll be things like gold, and using the transparency of a system like XRP and the ability to transport quickly, efficiently. That'll make it work. Absolutely. It's common sense.
In what ways? Because in my hand is actually a Glint debit card where you can buy, spend transactional gold and silver. Do you think the evolution of money, transactional gold, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm calling it GoldFi. What we're seeing is the beginning, and I think Glint is part of that foundation of a global gold-based financial services ecosystem, one in which all the kind of financial services and systems and products you would normally see on a normal dollar-based system can exist on top of a gold-based system.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's why Miles Franklin is proud to be the U.S. sponsor and contact for Glint, because I do believe that's the case. And you look at the state of Florida, my home state, that just passed legal tender laws surrounding gold and silver. What better way to do it than with the Glint MasterCard, which is really very, very, in fact, it's really what pushed me over the edge, and having lunch with Jason and watching him do it and how fast it just instantly connected with his gold holdings in a vault in Switzerland in a matter of milliseconds. Technology is incredible, but the utility of being able to access your gold in another country to buy a lunch in London, it was pretty amazing to me.
You're right. It's bringing a new utility to a traditional money. I had the opportunity to interview Peter Schiff at the Bitcoin conference, and man, that guy is anti-Bitcoin. He also believes that transactional gold, what you're working on at Glint, he's very familiar with Glint as well, that is the tip of the spear of where this industry is going.
Yeah.
Now, any special announcements before I let you go? Because I know that you guys have had a sea of people around you, and I want to get you back to the community here.
Well, I think the big announcement, the big thing that's on the tip of everyone's tongues at this conference today is the fact that this week, Florida, Andy's state, DeSantis signed the constitutional gold currency bill. And I don't think you can really understand or appreciate the gravity of this. Let's just think about this. Florida, under their constitutional right, under Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 of the US Constitution, a right they already have, has now said we are authorizing gold and silver as legal tender, transactional gold and silver as legal tender. This is effectively the second authorized currency of the United States of America.
That's
Amazing. And knowing that you're doing a lot of the Lord's work going around across the U.S., did you have any involvement in that, Jason?
Well, unfortunately, it's a vocation for me. My family have to put up with me, but I feel like it's something that I have to do. In 2008, I had the veil pulled away from my face. I realized that there's no money in the bank. Literally, it's created out of thin air. In Latin, they call it ex nihilo. And that, of course, because of that, the temptation which governments have and federal banks have year after year after year is to print ever and more money. We've seen the hollowing out of the middle classes. And I realized that, of course, gold had been money until we came off the gold standard in 1971. Gold had been money for thousands of years through multiple civilizations. What's amazing about it, separated by time and geographies, all came up to the same conclusion that gold, created when two neutron stars collide, is the ultimate ledger of what men and women owe each other. And for me, I thought, central banks, we can't wait for them to do it. I had no idea, though, that states would be able to pick this up. Legislators would be able to pick this up. And my privilege was going state to state, shoulder to shoulder with some of those legislators and showing their fellow legislators how easy this was with a technology like Glint. So I'm glad it's gone well. Arkansas, Florida, I hope Texas, we're into the final throes of that legislative session. I hope that goes across the line. Missouri, I think. But I mean, there's 22 states already working on this. This is going to be a tsunami, a domino effect now.
I figure it takes a Brit to wake up our legislatures. So thanks for doing that, Jason. Appreciate you, buddy.
Any closing remarks from you, Andy? Understanding that you've been in this space for a long time, sir, since the 80s, I believe.
89, yeah. The one thought that I have is Jason touched on it, and I talked about it last year. And when I've talked with you, the whole idea, really my whole mission in being at a place like this is to unite the two communities. We are far stronger. All of our messages are far stronger united. And instead of being mutually exclusive, find a way to come together. And I think it makes not only our portfolio stronger, but it makes the message stronger too. And that's why it's kind of cool to be here with the people in XRP and have them understand what gold is and us old dogs to understand the value proposition and really the strength in our combined messages in things like XRP and the things that you've been talking to me about for over a year now. So better late than never.
Yeah, it's good to be in the room with a lot of like-minded professionals. It's great to be in the room now that it's also 3 times bigger than it was last year. It's going to be great to be in the room next year with sound regulations in the fold, with real money being instituted across multiple states. So, and thank you, Jason, for the opportunity to be able to subscribe to a platform like Glint and to adopt these new transactional payment methods such that Glint provides. So again, for those in the audience that want to learn more about Glint, go to glintpay. Is it glint.com or glintpay.com, excuse me. Or go check out Andy at milesfranklin.com to learn more about precious metals that you can buy and have it shipped to your home, I believe, correct?
To your home, to a depository, wherever you'd like. And we do take cryptocurrencies for gold with our relationship with BitPay. So Bitcoin or XRP or any of the cryptos that are found on the BitPay platform, we do offer that for purchase of precious metals as well. Combining the two industries.
Well said, sir. So if you want real bars of gold, check out Andy at Miles Franklin. If you want to transactional gold, check out Glint at glintpay.com.
It's still real, by the way.
Oh, it's still real, absolutely.
Just don't have the custody of it like with his.
Yeah, no, it's yours is custodied at a Swiss vault.
We're using Zurich Brinks and we're using now Salt Lake City, but that's just for our institutional clients. We're the first, I think, company in the world to supply a US state reserve. So really happy about that. That's all in Salt Lake City. That's coming soon to our retail customers as well.
Amazing.
But yeah, put yourself on your own personal gold standard, whether it's with Andy's gold bars in your own custody or with Glint.
Or both.
Or both.
Yeah.
It's great to have you both on this interview here at the XRP Las Vegas conference, and I hope we both have a great time for the remainder of your stay in Vegas.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Ray.
Thank you.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir.